Guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of January 30th, 2025. The current character is Earth 2 Flash, current character challenge is Earth 2 Flash. That is a 1 week repeat. The required characters for that are Cyborg, Flash, and Hawkgirl, who you can get at Bronze, and Challenge Gold, respectively. So, relatively easy to get everyone but Hawkgirl, which means that you need to have already earned her in a previous challenge.
Or gotten her from a challenge pack, yeah.
That's true. His passive is Supersonic, which is the Flash or any other Earth 2 character has a chance to stun opponents on tagging. All Flash's attacks crit against stunned opponents, and the Flash's specials dilate time, so opponents are slowed for 8 seconds. He's got 1,350 attack, 1,350 health. He was last available in January 18th of 2024, so just about a year ago.
Right. And he's got great high stats.
Oh, yeah.
He's not the highest stat Flash. That honor goes to Blackest Night Flash with 1,500 attack and 1,300 health. He's the second highest. And if you know us at all, you being the viewer, listener, you know I like using the Flash. So even if nothing else, this would be a fun one to play. His passive's got 3 different abilities. Unlike other stuns on Tegan, this stun does no damage. So it doesn't even count as an attack, which is probably the reason why it can't be blocked or avoided if it triggers. So I'm not sure how likely it is, but you can lean into this and add more of a stun chance with Cloak of Destiny, 20%, which does require 1 hit point of damage, 1 health point.
If they have their shields up or something, right?
Right. And it which also boosts damage against stunned, right?
Yeah.
And Lexer Gauntlets, which has a 30% stun chance. If you really want to increase the chance of stun, maybe give him gears that stun on special 1, like Nth Metal Morningstar Cryo Rifle. Not really necessary, and you'll see in the fights why. Now, his second ability of that passive, it lets you auto crit against someone stunned, so you don't even need to use gear slots to boost crit chance. Dilate time is handy, not as good as Elseworld Flash's bullet time, but still helpful in landing attacks that are not blocked. And I used to think that third ability was the least useful, and maybe it still is, but it turns out that it's actually kind of useful. So anytime I've got a bunch of more than 1 bar power, 2 bars or more, and I'm doing repeated special ones to kill time, for example, while Astro Harness is keeping the opponent invulnerable, even if the opponent has power, they aren't fast enough to interrupt with their own special after I've done special 1. It's that fast. It changes things. A lot of times I am vulnerable. Like if I've done a special, somebody else can hit me with a special back.
Mm-hmm.
Static has been a really good teammate for anyone who benefits from stuns. And if Static had been an Earth 2 card, I'd be more tempted to use him. He's Flash. Earth 2 Flash is really good in combination with Earth 2 Hawkgirl, who has a chance to stun on specials and combo enders. It's a whole kind of stun synergy.
Yeah.
And regular Hawkgirl Prime is excellent, as she always is, for any tagging effects because you can tag out much more quickly. Mm-hmm. We've used so many different Earth 2 Flash teams. We were using him with Earth 2 Solomon Grundy and Killer Frost. He was a basic damage dealer and geared only for that, while his teammates were reducing the opponent's power generation to almost 0. Mm-hmm. We've used another Earth 2 Flash team where we stacked his stun. Stun boosted damage with Cloak and Scythe because we want to get a stun on tag in or use Static for the stun. We've also used Red Lantern Hal Jordan as our gear stripper. And earlier this week, during our Q&A, you saw a full Earth 2 team with Hawkgirl and Solomon Grundy, transitioning to a team with Hawkgirl Prime instead, which is what you're seeing here. Mm-hmm. Solomon Grundy is Master's Death card. Flash only has Tentu Totem. This is one of those few teams where splitting your specialist is actually more effective because Earth 2 Flash has one of those high damage special 2s that cannot knock out except on the last hit, which makes it a lot less effective. And Necron Scythe and Overpowered Super were the other gears we started with on Flash, but I'm liking better stacking Cloak and Necron Scythe instead of using Overpowered Super.
Yeah.
The biggest shortcoming of Earth 2 Flash is that he is one of the later challenge characters with that special 2 that I mentioned that can only knock out on the last hit. Otherwise, he would have been amazing. And that's why it's almost never worth it using a special 2, and why when we're highlighting him as a specialist, we're not bothering with the special 2 most of the time because, you're going to blow it against somebody who's going to revive, or against an opponent who has a teammate that has a tag-in effect. Special 1 is actually more effective a lot of the times when we stack both Cloak and Necron.
Yeah.
Necron Scythe.
There's enough damage that it doesn't make a difference that it's a special one.
And we have hits left over so that the person who's tagging in, their tag-in effect doesn't affect us because we're still in the middle of our special.
Yeah.
Oh, fun thing about this video. In about 6 minutes, you're going to see a mutual stun. We're fighting another Earth 2 Flash team, and we stun each other as we both tag in at the exact same time.
It's about the 11 minute and 10 second mark for anybody who's looking for that.
Yeah.
We're about 40 weeks since the end of our repeating challenge cycle, and we are not sure what we're looking at now in terms of a cycle, because there was a while where they were adding new characters in and then alternating new and old. We expect, because they're back to just showing the old characters now, we expect to see Apocalypse Darkseid next week.
So the kooky thing is, in either 2 or 3 weeks, we will find out something else. Something may or may not happen in 2 or 3 weeks, and that would be reintroducing the first of the remaining 12 challenge.
Yeah, if they go back to alternating.
Yeah.
Or they will have not enough time to go back to alternating, because right now it just looks like we're back to the old cycle. So we'll see how that goes.
And then the next drop dead date is May 15th, where we will, if they don't introduce the last of the missing challenge characters, that will be where we find out if we get Gaslight Batman again or just something new.
Yeah. So there we go. This week's multiplayer reward is the War Gauntlet, which becomes Claw of Horus, and that has the effects on tag in. The opponent receives damage equal to 10% of his health. When an opponent tags in, all damage to that opponent increases by 10%, stacks 3 times, and resets on player tag out. And the evolved ability, which is on Special 1, a 75% chance to disable 1 random gear till the opponent tags out. It was last available on the 27th of June 2024. We expect next week to be Tantu Totem. So, an important week to look forward to if you don't already have Tantu Totem. I think probably the most important
100%.
single gear to have.
It changes everything. It's not only powerful, but it changes everything about how you want to gear and play your team.
So be ready to play next week if you care about Tantu Totem. If you care about this game and want the gear rewards, figure out what your next week is going to look like.
All right. So let's break it down, the abilities. Tagging damage 10%. It's decent, not great. Even 25% from Cassandra Cain Batgirl is good, but not game changing. The difference is that the tag in damage, I think, unlike the 25% from Cassandra Cain,
is 10% of full health.
Yeah, of the max damage, not the current, max health, not the current health.
Yeah.
Opponent tag in boost damage 10%, stacks up to 3 times. It's not enough of a boost, and not enough opponents are tagging in and tagging out while you keep that one player in, so enough to make a difference. Even if you used it with Antimatter Sinestro, and he's got that passive in Special 1 to force a tag out over and over again, stack it 3 times, 3 bars of power, do it 3 times, 30%, it's not enough. And that's really only if he starts with 3 bars and he's quit with Claw of Horus, and you're going to leave him in to try to take advantage. That's not a difference maker. Mm-hmm. The real key is disabling gear on Special 1. That is the one ability that, if it had nothing else, it would still be legendary gear. It works even if blocked. It works even if the opponent is invulnerable. And you can leverage the effect by using characters that can trigger multiple gear effects, like most Batman skins Special 1, any non-prime Batgirl, or by using gears that can multiply special effects. So, say with Enchantress Companion Gear, when the flying skulls are coming in after your special, each of those skulls can trigger the gear effect if you have a second bar of power to quickly do another Special 1 in time with the skulls landing. Mm-hmm. And using it with Master's Death Cart on your second tag-in, in which Master's Death Cart hits on tag-in work just like the Enchantress skulls, and can give you the gear effect multiple times if you time your Special 1 with a Master's Death Cart hits landing.
There we go.
So both strategies, so Enchantress, which needs 2 bars, Master's Death Cart, which means you need a second tag-in, it can let you strip every single gear off the opponent on one special, even though there's only supposed to be a 75% chance of disabling 1 gear with each Special 1. And this is it, right? If there's any gears that are worth it just because of one ability, this is one of them. It's that good.
It's a real game changer.
Yeah.
Moving on to the store, we have the Apocalypse Darkseid Challenge Pack. That's 200,000 power credits, and that just gives you a 6.16% chance instead of the regular 2.86% chance of getting a given character. We've done the math. It's not worth it unless you sell back every other character. And that's pretty much the only guy you want. So, just buy normal challenge packs. But it is a clue as to next week's challenge. Mm-hmm. We have the Justice League pack in for its second week. And that is it in the store right now.
Oh, no, there was that. No? There was character bundle Dark Side War.
Okay.
Yeah. $24.99 Canadian, only currency that matters. Yeah. What else? So, a bunch of other packs that have been there for a long time.
Yep.
Phantom Zone is finished. This is the first week after it's done, so there's going to be another week where it's gone, and it should be coming back February 13th.
Mm-hmm. Fight 62 is still broken. We're getting double XP for this weekend. I'm not 100% sure why.
Yeah, neither am I. I don't know what kind of holiday. I wonder if it's for Chinese New Year, or not Chinese, but Lunar New Year.
Well, it can be lunar or Chinese. Lunar is the date of the year, right? And Chinese is the specific celebration.
So yes and no, because I think it's more than just China that celebrates that New Year. This is what I'm saying. Like, I know that the Chinese diaspora was the biggest and the earliest to hit North America, and so it's associated with the Chinese more than any other Asian culture. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure other Asian cultures celebrate that.
So it's Lunar New Year, but it is also Chinese New Year, and it is also probably other types of New Years, potentially other types of Asian New Years that I don't know enough to speak on it. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I think in my mind it's a little bit more inclusive to say it's Lunar New Year because it's not just Chinese people celebrating.
Okay. Last weekend's breakthrough for golds was Raven, Superman, and the Arkham Knight. So this coming weekend should be Killer Croc, Harley Quinn, and Martian Manhunter. There's a link in the description to a thread from Devlin16 on the Injustice subreddit that goes through the complete breakthrough cycle if you want to check it out for yourself. And as far as the current glitches go, we go into more detail every time something changes, which didn't happen this week. And also on the first week of every month. So that was January 2nd of this month, 2025, most recently, and it will be next episode.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. The only thing really worth mentioning is that we have tested and confirmed the challenge reset is working on the Earth 2 Flash challenge.
And that there is, we got a playlist. Like, if you just don't want to wait until we actually update it, the playlist has all the videos with tutorials for every working glitch.
Yep. And to finish up, we'd like to give a huge thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon. That's Michael Devries, Irvin, Ruiz, Hoshi127, and Nora Klimek supporting us on the credited level. We'd also like to give a thank you to anybody who supports us however you do, which includes watching all the way to the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.